the farmers over or go across to where they're sitting? If he's one with the masses, then what stops him from speaking directly to the farmers? She accuses your government of being a hum do hamare do sarkar.
Well, see, it's very easy to come up with Twitter quotes like hum do hamare do, because Rahul Gandhi's entire strategy of opposition seems to be limited by 280 characters. It was earlier 180, now it's grown to 280, so it depends on the Twitter's strength. Having said that, the government is very keen to engage with the farmers. There have been 10 rounds of meetings. It need not be the Prime Minister who himself speaks each time. Senior ministers of the government have gone and met with the farmers' representatives. Even now, even when the Prime Minister was speaking on the motion of thanks to the President's address, the Prime Minister very clearly mentioned that the government is all ears, the government is keen to talk. But what to talk on? While all of them, like the Congress party, championing the causes of the farmers, do not point out in all the hours of debates that took place on the farm laws, one single clause, one single word in all of the farmer statutes which were anti-farmer. So what to talk on? Please come up with an agenda. Tell us that A, Section 3.A or Section 3A is anti-farmer, this should be repealed. This specific word is something that we have a problem on. Tell us what your problem is. This is an opposition that is involved in calumny, in lies, and in make-believe opposition. Therefore, this is something that is a disgrace to India's democracy. And I'm saying this with a lot of responsibility, because India deserves, any robust democracy deserves a responsible opposition. But here we have an opposition which does not speak truth. Here is an opposition that rests its entire strength on the basis of falsehood, on creating fake narratives. So come up with what is your problem. For God's sake, tell which is the clause which is giving you a problem, and let's debate it.
Rahul, are you willing to believe that farmer associations that have met the ministers 8, 9 times, 10 times, I think, have not been able to point out what the problem is? Are you willing? Let me just finish.
Sorry, I just need 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. Sorry, madam. I don't like to interrupt as well. But forget about the farmers' organizations. None of us are representative of them here. What about the Congress party? What about the Congress party's leaders? You spoke for hours together in the parliament, but none of you, not a single leader of the Congress party, spoke one specific grouse that they had about this farm law.
That's my other big concern. Just say a half-truth, shoot and scoot. That is the problem with the BJP. We have consistently pointed out the lacunas in the farm legislation. The first lacuna, when you say an entire market, you are actually opening up private sector to come in and set up alternate mandis, let's call them that. The first problem with that alternate mandis is that when the Prime Minister gets up and says, there will be MSP, he is talking about the APMC. He is not talking about the private buying. Why is it that the same Prime Minister, who was the working group chairman in 2011, had recommended that legislate, get MSP, ensure there is MSP as far as legislation is concerned? Why is he going back on his word? That's the first thing. That's the first problem. Let me finish, please. That's the first problem. When you say markets open up, there is no MSP. When you say when you reform, what you call reform, the Essential Commodities Act, you are basically saying any amount of hoarding can happen, and the legislation very clearly says, as far as perishables are concerned, the prices have to rise at least 50%. As far as non-perishables are concerned, the prices have to rise at least 100% before the government intervenes. And the government will not put hoarding restrictions. They will only intervene to see if pricing is okay. So these are what part of this legislation is not clear to the BJP and our opposition, not clear to them? It's very good to sit here and pretend there is one second. This is also a narrative being built that nobody knows what is being opposed. There are 260 farmers who've died. No, you think they're dying without a cause? You think they don't know what they're dying for? I think it's shameful at one level and insensitive of the government to say nobody knows what they're opposing, whether it's the opposition or the farmers. 260 people during bitter cold have died, and you're still saying people don't know. How much are you going to disrespect India's farming communities? Forget about anything else. That's the question. Are you willing to today apologize for the death of 260 farmers? Put your hand on your heart and tell me just that.
Madam, common sense.
Please tell me about